what are three things that you would like to see our president and vice president elect do in their first 90 days, or really just first year? Like what would you like to see them do, especially with some of the things that they, comments and promises that they made in the campaign trail, or just things that you know of in general? What are three things that you guys want to see them do in their first year in office?
I already gave you one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
student loan, boy.
that one got to stay for me too.
Yep. Yep. And while we on it, while we still talking about it, this whole housing situation,
Oh my
that'll help
gosh.
too. That'll help too. And I'm not one of the people out here telling them, thinking like the government is going to be the one who fixed the COVID issue, because that's just too far from the truth. However, if we can figure out something about this healthcare, the price is too damn high. I don't care what side you on. Even if you got money, that shit too high.
Facts.
So you fix those up. And I ain't expecting those in the 90 days. I know you asked for 90 days, but
we need to start putting some types of plans together for 'em.
exactly.
What about you, Ty? I know you said student loans was one.
Man, I don't even know if I can go against that. I mean, because I'm experiencing all of those. This whole housing situation. I'm facing that right now, and what's being offered. Healthcare. I ain't gonna lie. I've never really understood healthcare from the standpoint of I'm paying monthly, and I still got to pay when I go to a visit. I understand that in network, out network, but damn it, I'm in network and I'm still having to pay for something.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Still
like,
gotta
what
come
the-
out of pocket.
like, I done did that research. God damn, like I know I'm in network. He in network. That's what it says on the plan. And y'all still asking me for some money. Come on, man.
And
He
that's
said he
exactly
in
why I
network
said
with
that
he-
shit too high.
Yeah.
Too expensive.
What you want me to give you down?
You
He
get
said-
money out my check. Every check you get money for
You
it.
taxing me
And I still
every
gotta come in
check.
here and pay it. Like, what is this? The upfront? I'm gonna get this back? Like, what? How does work?
Nah, that's just gone, bro.
Boy said he in network and in my pockets, man. Can relax.
You ain't lying. Come on, man. Let me live a little bit.
That's hilarious.
That's why you want to be real talk. Like, that's why a lot of people don't go to dang on doctors.
Hey, that is you right. You're right. You're absolutely
That's
right.
that's very true. That's very true.
We fortunate we got insurance. There's some people out there who don't have insurance, and I know what I pay with insurance when I go see the doctor. So I be feeling for the people who don't got it,
Yeah.
and they got to come out of pocket.
Yeah, and seeing some of these COVID estimates that I've seen, like it's and I know just even with my personal experiences with relatives and grandparents going through the stuff that they went through, and knowing how some of their stuff was tens and thousands of dollars. Like, I can only imagine somebody staying in the hospital for 3 months with COVID-19 and the respirators and the ICU units and the transportation back and forth to different floors. I can only imagine what that bill is going to be, and I can only imagine that insurance is probably going to say, "Yeah, we're not covering that."
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, can we
So-
talk about prescriptions though? Like,
yeah,
how is it
Oh,
the
yeah,
same
for
medicine
sure.
and it's going up like rent?
bruh. They be
Listen.
having a bootleg. Look, you be getting a replica medicine, and that shit still be high.
High as gas.
Yes.
How you give me the generic allergy medicine? It's $25. Like, fam, this was $10 last year. What the hell did y'all do different?
Exactly.
Like, my allergy's still fucked up.
Supplies didn't change. Like, it ain't like we short nothing. So like,
That's
y'all in
what
the
I'm
lab
saying,
cooking
like
it
that.
up.
Yes. And it's on the medicine. It's on a lot of prescription that the elderly community needs. So they can't go without it. And so you know that. And then you still inflate it.
Yeah.
Listen, so all right, I'm gonna get my three. We can go back to that because
Oh,
I want to ask y'all another
because
question.
what was your three, Mike? Because we didn't even ask you.
No. You good. No, so,
Going off.
so I listen. First of all, y'all already know. Number one is definitely that student loan. I agree with both of y'all. When Bruce said that, I was like, yes, sir. I listen. I got that tweet saved. I'm waiting to throw it back.
It's easy too, man.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Bruh. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
yeah. So student loans will definitely be one. Healthcare would definitely be number two. For me, and like both of you guys have said, some of this stuff is too high. And then I also think too, there needs to be a restructuring of how insurance companies are operating. I think
Mhm.
there needs to be a reform of insurance companies and how what they're allowed to not allow and what they're allowed to permit from what is actually covered. If I'm
Mhm.
paying you a certain amount of money a month, why are you telling me what's covered and what's not?
Mhm.
Um, Especially if hell, I go 2 years and I don't cost you guys but $40 a year. And then the moment something happens, you guys can tell me no. I've invested 2 years of my money in you guys. I should have a little stake to say, you know what? We understand this is a very unfamiliar circumstance that you're dealing with. We're going to go ahead and cover you. And it's got to be kind of like, this has got to be a system where it's got to work for both the insurance companies and the people that's insured. I think sometimes denying people with pre-existing conditions is god awful because they can't. Some of the people can't control that. And if I happen to change jobs, my spouse should never have to suffer because the insurance company doesn't quote cover pre-existing conditions, or my
Mhm.
grandparents, or my mom, my dad, anybody. So um, insurance is definitely something I would like to see, and it's going to be interesting. Being that the guy that co-wrote the bill is going to see what he's going to do with the
Yeah.
current insurance plan that's in place right now. So um, that's going to be interesting. And I would say three. I was going to do housing, um, but I also do one that I didn't hear you guys mention, which was a small business. I think there definitely needs to be a small business package that is going to get to the actual small businesses. I don't need Ruth Chris. I don't need Steak and Shake. I don't need y'all applying for any loans or any grant money. Small businesses that are suffering, that have closed due to this pandemic because people are not going to these establishments, people had to lose their livelihoods. And I think right now we need to make sure that the fabric of our country is behind people that can grow and start and be entrepreneurs. Like
Yeah.
especially for us in the Black community. Like there's too much going on where I want, I personally, my personal preference is I want our community to be able to be self sufficient on our own. I want us to be able to create textile businesses. I want us to be able to create large financial institutions. I want us to be able to create businesses and companies and conglomerates that we can go to where we don't necessarily have to use some of these companies that really don't appreciate us. All they appreciate is our dollar.
Hmm.
And if you're not going to stand for us or stand with us, then we're not going to stand and support you anymore.
Yeah.
So I want us to have an equal playing field in that aspect so we can go ahead and make our own, and not just from a business standpoint, just from a wealth standpoint. We need Black wealth to be able to continue and last through our generation. So, and sometimes small businesses and creating your own business is sometimes the best way to get to that point, along with life insurance and things of that nature. So, I just want, I definitely, and I heard he's also mentioning something about having grants for small businesses up to $50,000 where they can go ahead and actually get financial and accounting resources at their disposal, so they can hire people to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row. So it's something I've heard, but I want to kind of hold them to it because I definitely want to make sure that gets passed because there's a lot of small businesses that are suffering, and there's some that could really use that to get to the next level if they want to and do things and create jobs
Yep.
for people that are just sitting at home and not having to do anything. People that have lost their jobs behind this pandemic. So this that's those are my three. Those are the three things I was definitely thinking about for sure.
That's a good one.
Hey, look,
That's a real
from
good
the
one.
sounds of it, it sounds like 50K that number. Why don't we just
For sure, for sure.
y'all talking about a stimulus check? Why don't y'all send that 50K check to everybody? Everybody get a 50K check. We gonna strike the jet.
Yeah, for sure.
50K. If you ain't go to college, you got a business, you still your business.
Yeah.
You went to college, you got them loans, you got to pay. Here, pay that off.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
even up this playing field a little bit, man.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.